Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This video I'm going to talk about an anime I haven't talked about on the channel yet, and that's My Hero Academia. And why, in my opinion, it's a better told superhero story than 90% of the garbage that's produced today. But I guess I won't. That's just my opinion. Well, I'll talk about my thoughts on My Hero. I don't think it's the greatest series of all time. If you haven't noticed, One Piece, I think, is the greatest series of all time. But My Hero does a lot of things right that I don't think most people give it credit for. Like, it tells a fascinating story. It's pretty well animated. Some of the side characters are interesting. I feel like the author really does a good job with that. Like, he makes half the class interesting, and I think the other class is just not there. I think the good arcs in My Hero are really good, but I think the bad arcs in My Hero are really bad. Like, the festival arc was terrible. Terrible. It was not a good arc. Especially coming after probably the second best arc in the entire show, which I've only watched the anime. I know it's getting the 6th season, but I would say Season 4, Part 1 is the best season of My Hero. And I think Overhaul... No, it's not the best season. It's the second best. I think the villain arc was the best arc. Learning about Shigaraki and Shigaraki getting, like... There's going to be spoilers in this, so if you haven't seen all the anime, I would recommend going somewhere else, I guess. But, like, Shigaraki, like, evolving his quirk and, like, getting his quirk more powerful and stuff, that was so cool. The arc before it was pretty boring. I just don't care about class. The second other class. I think there's like 2 cool characters in that, which is the loud dude who can copy people's quirks, and then the chick with the grass for hair who beat Tenya. And I think Tenya was one of the most, like, I think he should have died. It's the same thing. My same problems with One Piece. So I think Tenya should have died in the Stain arc. The Stain part was so cool. Stain wasn't a really good... Like, I think where My Hero succeeds is the villains. I think the villains are outstanding. I like almost all of them. The heroes. Endeavor is a piece of shit. Like, you can't say Endeavor's not a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. But he's, like, going through stuff and, like, developing... Oh, and also, please don't spoil stuff that happens in the manga. I haven't read all of the manga. I read up to where we are in the anime. No, I read up like 19 volumes, something like that. So please don't spoil this in the comments. But yeah, I think Overhaul is an amazing villain. I think the stuff with Lemillion and how he could still probably beat most of Class 1A without a quirk. 100%, 100%. And I hope he gets he deserves to get his quirk back. I hope Eri can fix that one day, because the man's a stud, dude. And just... I would say the muzzle dude was probably the weakest villain. Yeah. And Shigaraki is like the perfect yin to Deku's yang. And most people don't like Deku, which I find fascinating, because he's very different personality-wise to most shonen, like, main characters. Like, he has to grow as a person, which I find fascinating. And he has to grow, like, physically and mentally. Because you gotta remember, he grew up in a society where if you didn't have a quirk, you were basically useless. And he got made fun of and bullied by that. 100%. 100%. Also, one of the reasons why I haven't made a video on My Hero is because I hate the fandom. They are awful. They're worse than the Dragon Ball stands, dude. Fucking shipping everybody? No, that's just weird. But, back to this. He's growing into the hero. Like, it's so cool seeing a character go from nothing to something. And I think Zuko Midoriya is perfect for that role. Now, granted, I think at the beginning of the show, he could have destroyed. So he went from nothing to a lot real quick. Because I think at the beginning of the show, he probably could have beat, like, I would say at least 12 members of his class. Because he's beaten that pink chick. I'm sorry, one punch, she's done. The naval laser guy, same thing. Mineta, same thing. The tape guy, same thing. Like, all these are relevant. Like, the dude who talks to animals, he's getting taken out one punch. Even if it breaks Deku's arm, he's beating him. Like, all the fodder people in his class, he's beating. Which is about 12 people, I would say. Like, he's not obviously beating Deku or Bakugo. I don't think he's beating Uraraka. I don't think he's beating Tenya. Like at the beginning of the show. I think they're beating him. Obviously Shoto. Momo. You know, the main people of the show. He's not beating. There's no way. But now, I think I think they nerfed Shoto. Like, after his little arc, I think they nerfed the fuck out of him. Which is so sad, because he was such a compelling villain, or hero. And, like, his personality is unique. But, yeah, it's just weird. Every My Hero fan I've ever talked to that isn't, like, one of my close friends hates Deku. Hates Izuku Midoriya. They call him a crybaby. Which he did cry a lot. But, like, he's going through his Chad formation. To become... He has a lot of weight on his shoulders. That most people don't even know about. Because he wants to become the next All Might. The symbol of peace. He has to live up to All Might's expectations. Which, for a dude who doesn't know... Who's never had a quirk, and the quirk is destroying him. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. And I'm really interested in knowing where it's going. And how it's going to get there. Like, I think he really did redeem Endeavor. And it's crazy to think this anime is coming to an end, or this manga is coming to an end. I thought it would have lasted a lot longer. I guess it's on 30 volumes. Not everything can be... Not every author can be Oda. But, man. It's just the layers of, like, deepness in My Hero. I don't think it's talked about enough. Like, they're going with, like, the social construct of, like, good versus evil. And, like, how somebody can go, like, Shigaraki's, like, whole story is so interesting to me. Because he got a quirk. Well, he was given a quirk. Or he manifested a quirk or something like that. And his quirk was so devastating that he was thrown out of his house because he did kill his parents. And he was related to the person who was All Might's former successor. And the whole, like, emotional damage that he's had and how he like scratches his face, and there's like reasons he scratches his face, and then like he goes from like a bratty like kid to more of a like leader. You see him mature and like develop as a character. I find that fascinating. Fascinating. Because you feel like he just got thrown like these people, and like these people are following him. Like I always got the concept they're following him for like it feels like nothing, and then he earns their respect. He earns it and becomes the leader that he's like meant to be. And he's got all these powerful people around him, and like he actually seems to give a fuck about him. And then he gets like a massive army. It's like, dude, I think if My Hero has a good ending, I think it could go down as one of the shonen greats. I know that's praising My Hero a lot, and it has its flaws, but I think it could. I think it fills that niche that most shonen just don't. There hasn't been another show like it. Now, is it on the deep level of One Piece? No. No. But like, the art is really good. It's quirky. It's weird. It's very, very. This show seems very Western, which is good. I do have a problem with the second movie. I know this isn't canon or anything, but I feel like if you've seen the second movie, there's a fight scene near the end of the movie that just makes no sense to me. It's the most gorgeous like animation thing I've ever seen, but it just makes no sense to me. First off, Bakugo would never take Deku's quirk. Second off, after the fight, Bakugo passes out, so the quirk never... What? That's the dumbest shit ever. And then the villain, one of the villains in that movie, was the most overpowered villain ever. It's my biggest gripe with the My Hero universe is why are they letting these kids handle all these people? They're letting these kids handle these like villains, like these big ass threats, because the heroes can't do it. Like Stain was a pretty big threat. And I know they gave the credit to Endeavor, but like it just blows my mind that like these kids could handle Stain, but like most adults couldn't handle him, who've actually like mastered their quirk. Like that's a little odd to me. But it's a story about this group of kids that's like, which I don't get how the invisible chick got in the class. I don't get how Mineta got in the class. Like, but to each their own, I guess. And you think he'd like, I don't know, if I was like one of the lower people in the class, there's these like 5 people in the class that just keep succeeding and like showing everyone else up in the class constantly. Isn't that crazy? Like, to think about, like, how that would make you feel. Just, like, being shown up by these guys constantly. These guys are the first ones that leap into action, and you're sitting on the sidelines. They're fighting actual threats, and, like, they're dealing with a league of villains, and they're, like, doing all this stuff, and you're sidelined. Like, how does that make you, like, a good hero? Like, it's, I don't know. That would give me so much self-doubt, and it would mess with me. It's just, I don't think I don't think that another show could come around like My Hero and be as successful as My Hero. Because which I do think the spinoff deserves an anime. The spinoff is incredible. For a spinoff, which I'm talking about Vigilantes, not the other shit. Which I think Vigilantes is coming to an end too. Which is weird because it's right now it's in the 12th volume. So but I don't know. It's just crazy to me. I don't feel like we haven't really progressed in time very much in the show either. Like I thought Deku was going to be the number one hero after high school. Sure as hell I was wrong. Like it seems like it's coming a lot faster than I thought. And then just imagine, bro, All Might. This has gotta like be something that's like shown more vividly or vividly. All Might was the greatest hero of all time, and now he's sidelined to watch these kids do the stuff he can't do anymore. Isn't that crazy? I don't know, that's gotta eat at him a little bit. I know it'd eat at me. Because you can't do it, so make the kids do it. That's just insane. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. And I do really, really like My Hero. Like, I don't know if that comes off as I like it or not, but I think that it is okay to criticize something that I like. Like, if people want to see it, I'll criticize One Piece. It'll be hard, but like I'll criticize it. I think that My Hero really what the anime needs is a lot more fights that are as good, because the All for One versus All Might, I think, fell short. It needed to be as good as All Might versus the God, I forgot its name. The dude in season 1 that he fought, the really strong guy. Yeah, they need another fight as good as that, which I think it's coming. Well, not with All Might, because, he's retired, but yeah. So, I don't know. I think the community just needs to stop shipping people. Deku and Bakugo are never going to get together. Like, you could ship people, that's fine. But, like, Bakugo goes out of his way. He was Deku's bully, dude. They were never friends. Like, he bullied the fuck out of him. I don't get how that could be even more, like, transparent. Wow, that's going to be it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.